Let me bring in the maestro over. Come here, Mike. There he is.
Hey, Mike.
Mike Tholen.
Mike, tell me about what you love about this guy and how this new record is going and what fans can expect, because this guy has an amazing voice, an amazing musician.
Well, I grew up listening to this guy. I grew up seeing him on television when I was a kid. I used to ditch school and go play guitar and watch MTV, and this guy was all over. And I always loved his voice. I always loved these songs. I wasn't really into their getup and their show back in the day. I kind of, heckled them a little bit about that when I finally met them here in Chicago. So I actually grew up in San Diego. I came here in 1990 and ended up running into Chip and ended up working with them on the Tweaked record as an assistant engineer. I happened to be working at the studio that they came in to mix. So we ended up reconnecting there after meeting Chip, and we all got along like peas and carrots. It was great.
Until he didn't pay the $75 chicken bill.
Yeah. We're going to bypass that.
Here's who drives the bus. Let's get to the picnic.
Anyway,
we got the chicken.
So I've always been into these guys. I did some work on the Paraphernalia record. And then kind of lost touch with them for a number of years. And for, various reasons, Donnie was kind of in and out of the band. And I was always in touch with Monaco, though. I worked with him throughout the years. I'd hire him quite a bit for sessions. And last year it just came up that I'd like to do a record with Donnie, and let me look where he's at. Let me find him. And I found him about a year ago. And the record that we're making right now is not a Z'nuff record. There's no fizzy guitars. There's no heavy, any of that stuff. This is all very honest. It's quite hard to do when we don't have all these fuzzy guitars covering everything up, right? There's a lot of
those are always in place of production. You just put that's very easy. You can just forget about horns and keys and strings and pianos and things like that. When you got a big fuzzy guitars, you can't hear that shit anyway. And even if you did have it in there, it won't be in the mix because some of you don't understand it. Yeah.
So we're going back and doing a record that I've always wanted to make, which is like a late 60s, early to mid 70s Beatle type record. Very honest tones, very honest performances, a very smart record, if you will. Right? We're not cutting any corners here.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That's what fans can expect. It's going to be different than what they might be thinking that they're getting. But I think it'll be different in a way that's going to surprise them, and it'll be something more than what they're expecting.
Well, if the first single, "I'll Surrender," is any indication, that got in my head, and just the melodies, the harmony, the riffs, it was fantastic, Donnie. You guys are.
And that's what it's all about. And we're producing everything around the vocal and everything around the melodies. Everything else is coming up around that rather than stuffing it all on top of itself.
Yeah, that song was also the first one we did. So everything has grown and matured and taken on and intensified and been more hones because there's a lot of up-tempo power pop stuff on this, but not, less of the word power and more power is in the rhythm sections and the drums. It's all heavy. We got Matt Walker and Ed Breckenfeld and stuff, and Casey McDonough playing bass. So there's a heavy rhythm section, and the guitars are heavy, can be heavy without being so distorted, and like the gains the amps get and stuff like that. Not just, some amp that's made for that sound. It's like, these are old amps. I don't think I've ever even seen one of these amps before. They're so old. But yeah, I mean, we rounded off to the, this, it was just that one song that was sticking out that it's like, this doesn't fit on the record. This is Enuff Z'nuff. And so we got the Enuff Z'nuff guys and I don't think we're going to be letting anybody down with anything we got going on here.